Tre Johnson might be the most electric shot maker in the 2025 NBA draft. The 6'6" guard from Texas turned heads all year, leading the SEC in scoring, averaging 20 points per game with ridiculous buckets like these. Like, are you serious, bro? What kind of sorcery am I watching right now? Tre Johnson was a projected top 5 pick all year, but on NBA draft night, the Washington Wizards selected him only 6th overall. While the other guys picked ahead of him were probably worthy of it, there's many other players in this class getting more hype than Tre for reasons I'm unsure of. Tre Johnson might not only be the best shot maker in the 2025 NBA draft, but also an overall prospect that's heavily slept on. How's it going, my friend? I'm Alexander from Load Management Media, and let's talk about it. Tre Johnson may be a name that you have just started to get familiar with recently. His electric scoring is hard to miss. But honestly, Tre's been a bucket for a long time, and basketball has been his only focus. Tre Johnson is a name that's been in the basketball spotlight for a long time, especially in Dallas. He's gotten better, but this isn't a fluke. His shot making has been on display for years, whether that was in his somewhat famous high school duel versus Cason Wallace as a sophomore. That might be one of the craziest games I've seen in general. Go watch that if you haven't. Or playing against players like VJ Edgecombe, AJ DeBonsa, and Cameron Caden Boozer when he was at top prep school Link Academy as a senior. In all levels, he's been able to put the ball in the bucket, and I think that's something you need to consider when projecting his game in the NBA. But as I mentioned, his overall scoring game from a shooter to a shot maker has gotten better, and just all the other elements of his game as well. At Texas is where we've seen most of what Tre could look like in the NBA, and signs are pretty good. In 1 year at Texas, Tre Johnson averaged a ridiculous 20 points per game as an 18-year-old for most of the season, a true freshman, as well as 3 rebounds and 3 assists, shooting a respectable 43% from the field and a blazing hot 40% from 3 on 7 attempts a game. When I say this man can make shots, he can make shots. His bag is incredible. His jump shot is smooth as butter and quick as melting ice cream in 30-degree weather. But it's the variety of shots that make Tre so special. Contested, fading, off the dribble, off screens. He makes them all so effortlessly, and he's got ridiculous balance while doing it all. At 6'6" with shoes and a 6'10" wingspan as well, he's able to shoot over guys, with the nice elevation he gets on his shot too. His handle to lull defenders to sleep and create the window to get off these looks is underrated also. This type of shot making reminds me of a young Ray Allen, which seems to be the comp that he's getting most right now, but also of Oklahoma Buddy Hield in college. Just ridiculous stuff. His scoring due to his shot making allowed him to lead the SEC in points per game as a freshman, and even break KD's scoring record at Texas with 39 of his own versus Arkansas. All the variety of ways that he can shoot the ball and get his shot off is why I believe that he's the best shot maker in this 2025 NBA draft. Some might say it's Ace Bailey, but I'd say Ace has the best overall scoring bag, because he can get to the rim and finish too. That's a big part of his game. When talking about shot making, I think of ways to get your jump shot off and score, and there's no one better than Tre Johnson in this class at doing that. While his shot making is incredible, there are other areas of his game that silently impress. His passing / playmaking is an area I really like of his. If you watch the tape, he's got some super nice reads that indicate he's better than the assist numbers suggest. And in high school, with better players around him for that level, he was more of a passer. At Texas, he had to do a lot himself, so scoring was often the only option. I think in the league, he'll be underrated here. His athleticism is another interesting part of his game. He's quite quick, a little twitchy, and he has some ridiculous finishes around the bucket. However, this wasn't a strong area for him, and he doesn't get to the line much. In my research, his athleticism and ability to finish around the rim are polarizing topics for fans, but I think as he gets a little stronger, even with that slimmer frame, he's going to be a competent finisher at the bucket because I do see some quickness and ability there. Defensively is where there really isn't much yet. The main knock on his game is this: he has the tools, decent height, long arms and quickness, but he just isn't good there right now, and he switches off sometimes. But he's consistently talked about getting better in this area, so we'll see what happens. So, we've looked at his game and it's pretty clear he's pretty good. But why is he so slept on? Tre Johnson's shot making and character makeup almost undoubtedly make him a hit in this draft. This kind of movement shot making I think has high level score written all over it. But what makes me the most confident about Tre's upside is his attitude and demeanor towards the game. Learning about the draft this year, I've been really impressed with the IQ, mentality, and self-awareness of a few guys in this draft, Tre Johnson being one of them. In a lot of the interviews he's done, he talks about how basketball is really his life, and that's it. How he's put all of his eggs in the NBA basket, and I believe him. He seems calm and poised, yet ready to emotionally explode, and is passionate at the right moments in the game. You saw it at Texas, you saw it in high school. He knows exactly what he needs to work on, and I think he'll do it. Motivated by greatness for himself and living out his dad's NBA dream, I think it'll get him a long way. Something about guys like this who view the game like this tend to do well in the NBA. Tre Johnson is the best shot maker in this draft, but he's more than just that. And in the NBA, with his skills and locked-in attitude towards the game, I think he's gonna be really good. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more stories on the most interesting young players in the NBA related world. And as always, stay rested. See you in the next one.